The subcommittee will come to order. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess at any time. I want to welcome all of you here today, and particularly members of the public who come to watch this hearing. But please know the public is not allowed to disrupt committee proceedings. If you disrupt today's proceedings, the Capitol Police will have to remove you from the room, and you may be subject to prosecution. Without objection, Mr. Klein will be permitted to participate in today's hearing for the purpose of questioning the witnesses if a member yields him time for that purpose. We'll now begin with opening statements. This subcommittee has become increasingly concerned with so-called sanctuary policies in which local or state law enforcement simply refuses to transfer illegal aliens who are already in their custody to federal authorities for deportation, or at the very least notify federal authorities about a criminal's release. Instead, these jurisdictions release these criminals back into our communities, often with devastating consequences. The doctrine of nullification, first propounded by John C. Calhoun, holds that local or state governments may simply ignore federal laws that they disagree with. This doctrine, fatal to a federal republic, was thought to have died with the Confederacy. These nullification or sanctuary jurisdictions now extend to 11 states, coincidentally the same number as the old Confederacy. Fairfax County has become an epicenter of this movement. Its Commonwealth's attorney boasted that he, quote, will make charging and plea decisions that limit or avoid immigration consequences. He wrote, quote, if two people commit the same crime but only one's punishment includes deportation, that's a perversion of justice, end quote. Thus, an illegal alien would be charged with a lesser crime than an American citizen in order to protect that illegal alien from deportation. That is the true perversion of equal justice under law and has now prompted an investigation by the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. Fairfax County Sheriff takes a similar position, that her office, quote, will not detain an individual based on an informal request or detainer. Instead of safely allowing ICE to return that criminal to his own country, as federal law requires, she prefers to release him back onto her community's streets. Ironically, both claim this is to foster trust between residents and law enforcement. This begs the obvious question, can residents trust law enforcement to protect them and their families? A long list of violent crimes perpetrated by criminal illegal aliens that these officials had in their custody and refused to prosecute and refused to remove from their communities answers this question with poignancy. The most recent case is the tragic and entirely preventable murder of Stephanie Minter, the young lady stabbed to death as she waited for a bus. Her accused murderer is Abdul Jola, illegally present in the United States. Since 2022, Jola's criminal history has included trespass, disorderly conduct, drug possession, theft, larceny, and repeated arrest for malicious wounding. Between January of 2023 and February of 2026, he had been arrested at least 18 times. Commonwealth's attorney Toscano dismissed almost all of these charges. At least once, Sheriff Kincaid, instead of informing ICE that she was in custody so that he could be deported, and despite a detainer request from DHS to do so, deliberately released him back onto Fairfax County streets. Last year, the Fairfax County Police Department became so alarmed at these decisions that they took the extraordinary step